Stop scrolling now. This is not random. This is a divine interruption. You were drawn here on purpose, not by chance, but by design. You didn't find this message found you. Heaven has something urgent for your soul. Feel that pause, that weight, that stillness. That's recognition. Before you hear another word, take a breath. And that pause you feel is proof of it, because heaven is leaning close over your life right now. God has been watching not only what was done to you, but what it awakened within you. There is a quiet, holy stirring about trust, compassion, and a betrayal hidden closer than you expected. Your spirit sensed it before your mind could name it. Something has been off, and you knew it. You couldn't reason it away, because this knowing didn't rise from logic, it rose from the heart. You loved without conditions. You gave without keeping count. You prayed for those who never covered you in prayer. You believed the best in people who never intended to honor your goodness. And still, your soul stayed alert, because as it is written, man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. 1 Samuel 16:7. What you're feeling is not weakness. It is discernment awakening. And because that discernment is awakening, the veil is lifting quietly but unmistakably. This is not God shaming your deep love. This is God honoring your heart by revealing the truth. Heaven is saying, there is a woman in your family who smiled to your face while mocking you in secret. She took your kindness, your time, your gifts, your prayers, and answered them with dishonor. She called you naive, said you never learn. But hear this clearly. Heaven heard what you never heard. Heaven was present when your name became a joke. God saw every smirk, caught every whisper, and chose today as the moment you stop walking in the dark. As it is written, nothing is hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open. Luke 8:17. This truth may sting, but it is not punishment, it is release. It is the moment your sight sharpens and your strength returns. If this is reaching your spirit, pause. Let your response be faith in motion. Press like, subscribe, and share as a witness that light is winning in you. Because when you honor truth and spread light, God releases blessing through your obedience. This is protection. God is not revealing her to wound you. He is unveiling truth to rebuild you. Behold, I send you out as sheep among wolves. Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Matthew 10:16. Wisdom is not correction. It is an invitation to walk closer to Christ, who knew betrayal from those nearest to him. And that is why this word matters. You are not being told to stop loving. You are being awakened to love with boundaries. You are being awakened to love with boundaries. Your silence is not cruelty, it is sacred defense. You are no longer her rescuer, you are her mirror, and it is time she stands on her own. This is not hatred, it is honor, honor for what God placed within you. Your compassion was never meant to be trampled. It was meant to carry glory, not enable misuse. Heaven calls your boundary righteous. This is not bitterness, it is balance. Strength is rising in you now, kindness fitted with wisdom like armor. What once drained you will now fortify you. Heaven is shifting you from exhaustion into protection, from breaking into becoming. Now lean in even closer, because what comes next won't just comfort you, it will change you. What is unfolding now is not meant to calm you, it is meant to change you. What heaven is pressing into your heart goes beyond insight. It reshapes direction, identity, and strength. Pause and breathe, chosen one, because what is about to be revealed carries weight. Not the weight of fear, but the weight of truth, the kind that realigns a life. This is the moment where understanding becomes transformation, and what you carry next will not sit lightly on your spirit. Through the angel, God reveals not to wound you, but to cut away illusion so your soul can finally breathe. At first it may feel heavy, it may shake you, it may force you to face what you hoped wasn't real. But truth never ends in harm. What follows is always freedom, renewal, protection, the return of strength you thought was lost in silent battles. As it is written, then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:32. Yes, sadness may rise when you realize someone you loved spoke against you in secret. But do not let sorrow choose your steps. Do not let pain become your compass. The one who mocked your goodness misunderstood a law heaven never breaks. Sincerity summons divine response. Heaven defends the pure in heart. Now the Most High is arranging moments quiet, precise, undeniable, where motives surface on their own. Not to shame her, but to release you. This is justice without anger, without force, without revenge. When actions speak louder than excuses, masks fall without your hand ever touching them. And when it unfolds, as surely as dawn follows night, you will not explain yourself. Silence will be your armor, shaped by peace. Truth will rise on its own, and your calm, steady, clear, untouched will testify that heaven was fighting for you long before you understood the weight you were carrying. Now the angel sets before you a discipline that sounds simple, yet carries great power. Choose silence where you once felt driven to defend yourself. When provoked, remain steady. When gossip rises, stay still. Heaven is fighting battles beyond your sight. Let this truth take root deep within you. Hold this declaration close. I trust heaven to fight my unseen battles. Let it sink like seed into rich soil. Return to it until your spirit leans instinctively on divine justice, not human argument. You were never meant to carry the burden of proving who you are. Heaven will establish your name in its own time. Forgive her and keep your distance. Forgiveness releases your heart. Distance guards your strength. Together they move like wings. One lets go of what was, the other protects what is becoming. Do not fear gossip or misunderstanding. Heaven can turn the very words meant to diminish you into lessons that awaken humility in their time. Divine justice does not shame, it teaches. Your path is clear, kind yet firm, graceful yet guarded, radiant and protected. You are guided by an inner compass, refined by tears shed in silence. Heaven saw them. Those tears became seeds of wisdom, growing unseen even when you felt broken. Nothing was wasted. This is maturity shaped by heaven. Now you know how to give without losing yourself, how to help without becoming a target, how to carry compassion without being drained of the strength God placed within you. As it is written, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23. What follows is not harm, nor revenge, but consequence, education of the soul through clarity. Release bitterness, choose understanding. When lessons replace anger, peace takes root in both hearts, and your spirit rises into quiet authority. As you forgive and step back, as your energy realigns with divine wisdom, a shift becomes undeniable. Strength rises, sleep deepens. Joy returns like a long-lost friend finding the way home. Love poured into the wrong hands drains the soul. It never stays long enough to bear fruit. That is why this season feels like pruning, not to remove your kindness, but to remove where it was wasted. Heaven is cutting away environments that bled you dry so love can grow again. Some connections must end for fruitfulness to begin. Kindness was meant to build, not bleed, to strengthen, not exhaust. And soon, very soon, new people will enter your life who honor your presence, who see generosity as sacred, not something to exploit. These are heaven-sent helpers who pour back into you, steadying your spirit, restoring balance. With them there is no guessing, no shrinking, no walking on emotional eggshells. They respect your boundaries, they value your counsel. Your giving becomes joy again, not obligation or silent suffering. As it is written, those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Psalm 126:5. You will look back and know this season was necessary because love does not end. It learns where to stop overextending, where to remain whole, and where to give only where honor can receive it. Heaven teaches through lived experience, and what you endured, painful as it was, has been shaping you to give with purpose, not guilt, with awareness, not blind trust, with clarity, not confusion. You once believed helping everyone was always right. Now you see, even kindness needs direction. Yes, compassion needs boundaries. Love needs wisdom that knows when to say, not here, not now, not again. This is the transformation heaven prepared you for. You are not becoming harder, you are becoming wiser. You are not losing compassion, you are learning to guard it. You are not shutting down, you are rising. As this wisdom settles, the light within you shines stronger, safer, purer. There are moments when heaven speaks not with thunder, but with a whisper that clears the fog, and this is one of them. Betrayal did not mean you failed at love. It became a mirror, revealing what happens when giving lacks discernment and trust flows without boundaries. What was missing was not love, but the wisdom to stop pouring where there was no return. Now you see, and this knowing is sacred. What once felt like weakness has become wisdom. Love without clarity empties the soul, but love joined with wisdom becomes a strength no one can manipulate. Your gentle spirit will not turn cold or bitter. It will become brilliant, clear-eyed, grounded in truth, able to discern who deserves your presence and who does not. You will no longer mistake proximity for loyalty or neediness for love. Peace replaces confusion. Days grow lighter as the weight you never owned falls away. Heaven is not disappointed in your past compassion. He is proud of your growth. You are no longer healing others at the cost of breaking yourself. This is divine maturity. Protecting yourself is not selfish. It is stewardship. It honors the temple God formed in you. The Lord does not rejoice when you are used. He rejoices when you walk in wisdom. The angel gives you a sacred filter to live by. Before you give, pause, breathe. Ask in the stillness, is this from God or from guilt? Hold that question close. It guards you from burnout and saves your spirit from exhaustion. Because not every need is your assignment, and not every cry is your call. Even Jesus stepped away from certain crowds to protect his peace. Now your path clears not because life becomes easy, but because you stop carrying those never meant to walk with you. You no longer confuse persistence with partnership. You stop rescuing those who refuse responsibility. And heaven marks this shift as growth. The one who once called you foolish, drained your strength, and smiled while questioning your worth will witness the power she misjudged, not through confrontation, but through elevation. Your growth will speak quietly, doors will open, peace will settle. Your value will shine not because you forced it, but because God ordained it. Those who doubted you will begin to defend you, not because they finally saw clearly, but because heaven made the truth undeniable. Rumors meant to ruin your name will dissolve in divine timing. You will not explain. Heaven will vindicate. Every false word will fall silent, and every hidden act of kindness will return multiplied. You will ignore the noise and rest in this truth. Heaven's favor is louder than any accusation. Gratitude becomes your armor, not bitterness, not explanations. When gratitude leads, endings become beginnings, and goodbyes become redirections. You are entering a chapter of mutual love and balanced loyalty. Empty giving ends here. One-sided devotion fades away. Heaven prepares a table where your presence is treasured, not tolerated. Peace enters your home as drama exits. Boundaries need no apologies. Every wise refusal makes room for real blessing. Every "not this time" becomes a spiritual yes to better things. You were never foolish, you were faithful. And faithfulness is rewarded with justice, peace, and provision. No slander can stop what heaven has scheduled. Gratitude is how you fight by letting go, by staying open, by living as proof of God's faithfulness. This is not the end of your love. It is the beginning of love guided by discernment. You are not bitter, you are better. Not shut down, aligned. This wisdom is your inheritance. This clarity, your crown. What's ahead will not resemble what you left, because your spirit has learned to listen, and it will never unlearn what heaven has taught. This moment is not random, it is restorative. Heaven has been watching how you kept pouring love into people who returned it with whispers instead of gratitude. You showed up, you forgave, you gave even when the hands you lifted pointed back at you. And now heaven steps in, not to break you, but to build a strength no betrayal can shake. You are being taught something holy and necessary, the art of limits. Giving without discernment is not righteousness. It is exhaustion wearing a disguise. You were never meant to carry burdens dressed as blessings. You were not called to pour living water into vessels full of holes. You were meant to refresh the thirsty, not refill the careless. Someone close mistook your kindness for weakness and spoke against you in rooms you never entered, but heaven has ears behind every door. The Most High answers not with vengeance, but with revelation. Truth may sting, yet it heals. It cuts illusion away and strengthens what remains. Every tear you cried in silence was seen. None were wasted. They became wisdom. Discernment now replaces overgiving. You are discovering sacred strength. What envy tried to bruise, clarity now protects. Seeds of bitterness sown against you will bear no fruit. Divine protection surrounds your soul. You won't fight or explain. Stillness becomes your sanctuary as heaven moves mountains in your defense. Your reputation rests in heaven's hands. Withdrawing help is not hatred, it is holy stewardship. Love is now led by wisdom, not guilt. Say no where you once said yes out of pressure, and watch peace follow. Distance is not rejection, it is protection. Those who misread your softness will witness your quiet rise. Peace will confuse your enemies and prepare a table in their presence. What's ahead is sacred, safe, and designed for you, not demanded, ordained. Walk forward now, not with resentment, but with reverence. Honor your healing, honor your growth, honor the wisdom God has placed on you like armor. This separation is not abandonment, it is divine surgery, removing what infected your peace so your soul can heal fully. You are not leaving in anger, you are moving in alignment, and every step ahead is blessed. Even kindness given to the wrong hands was never wasted. Heaven saw it, heaven recorded it. Your reward is tied to intention, and yours was pure. Nothing was lost. Every unseen act of compassion, every quiet sacrifice was counted. Now, new channels open unexpected opportunities. Favor you didn't chase, help arriving without strings attached. This is the harvest of seeds sown in silence. You will meet people who give as you give, who honor your boundaries, who uplift without draining you. Joy returns naturally. Laughter becomes real. Peace takes residence. Manipulation leaves. With peace comes clarity, and with clarity comes order. Even your resources begin to heal as you stop spending emotional currency on ungrateful souls. You are being sealed, not hardened. This is restoration. This is alignment. God is saying, I trust you with more because you guard what you give. What looked like loss was protection. What felt like subtraction was refinement. Abundance returns as the river clears. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is wisdom dressed in peace. Forgiveness is not for the one who hurt you, it is for your freedom. You release the weight that never belonged on your heart. What she spoke will one day echo back through circumstances that mirror truth. This is not fate or chance. It is God's instruction. Heaven teaches through experience what pride refuses to learn through kindness. You step back with compassion, not satisfaction, because mercy in you has matured into peaceful distance. When bitterness is released, channels reopen, rest returns, sleep deepens, your light strengthens, favor speaks without your voice. This is how God avenges, not with noise but with progress, not with arguments, but with peace that silences envy. You didn't fight back, you outgrew the conflict. Wisdom guarded your compassion. Discernment protected your heart. Elevation followed. Do not return to what wounded you. Stepping away is alignment. Some lessons require consequences without your rescue. Trust divine justice, it works quietly. No good act disappears. It reappears in better places through better people. As you stop pouring into empty wells and water purpose instead, peace floods fast and draws the right souls near. Reset your circle with wisdom. Invest where life flows back. Your eyes now see beyond smiles. Your spirit reads intentions. This awareness stays. It preserves blessings and sustains peace. Your silence will be recognized as discipline. Heaven is proud. This is the turning point where wisdom replaces confusion, peace replaces turmoil, and abundance replaces depletion. You are not who you were. You are who heaven has shaped you to become. Take this in. What you've received is more than a message, it's a divine reset. Not an exposure of one person, but a calling of your spirit out of confusion and into clarity. What began as heartbreak has become holy ground. What felt like loss was God removing what could not stay, not because you were unlovable, but because you were too valuable to keep bleeding for the unhealed. Heaven saw every unseen prayer, every exhausted yes, every quiet sacrifice. Now you are being repositioned for purpose. What you released will be restored, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Luke 6:38, into hands that honor your light. So carry this forward with intention. Enter your days before the noise. Choose alignment over obligation. Pause before responding. Not every open door is an assignment. Create a gate of peace where clarity can return. Guard what you allow into your mind. Give where wisdom leads, not habit, because aligned giving builds legacy. You are not leaving love behind. You are letting wisdom lead it. This is how your light stays protected, your calling stays guarded, and your heart remains open without being exploited. Heaven's favor surrounds you now. Your life no longer bends to guilt, it rises in glory. From this moment forward, everything around your life begins to carry clarity, peace, and purpose. What you are stepping into is not a ritual. It is a divine realignment, a recalibration of direction. What once felt like brokenness is revealed as the doorway where wisdom entered. The weight you carried that was never yours is released. Misunderstanding, betrayal hidden behind smiles, silent scars, all of it loses its claim. Heaven saw every unseen tear, every generous day, every quiet sacrifice. Pain has been converted into purpose. Exhaustion gives way to discernment. Confusion gives way to clarity. Love remains, but no longer at the cost of being used. Giving continues, but no longer to the point of depletion. Boundaries rise, not from bitterness, but from wisdom. Peace is chosen over performance. Discernment over desperation. Forgiveness breaks chains. Freedom follows. Your value is no longer negotiated by opinions or apologies. It is anchored in divine truth. What was hidden comes to light, not to shame, but to liberate. False responsibility falls away. Alignment begins. Draining connections are removed, and space is created for relationships marked by honor, balance, and mutual strength. Rest returns. Laughter becomes real again. Stillness becomes strategy. Wisdom becomes armor. Silence carries authority. This season is different, not because life is perfect, but because you no longer carry what refuses to walk with you in honor. What comes next will not be loud or dramatic. It will be quiet favor, steady restoration, and strength that lasts. The old chapter is closed. A new beginning is already unfolding. Thank you for being here, chosen one. If this message stirred your spirit, let your amen declare healing, boundaries, and a new season. Subscribe for words that speak life, not noise. You are not alone. You are awakened and protected. Stay wise. Stay free. Your elevation is already moving.